everybody. Welcome back to the Tipsy Ghosts. We're your tipsy hosts, Sarah, and Lindsay.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Boyson, did you have a good birthday?
I did. I had so many festivities. It was like I was back in my 20s.
It almost like
We sure tried.
we were 22 again.
I was feeling like I was 22.
Tell the world what we did for your birthday.
The world. This is the world.
Hello, world. We went to a Taylor Swift dance party.
Uh-huh.
We did. And it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had to drive a little bit to get there, like a 2-hour drive.
Uh-huh.
2 hours.
We went to a bar/club, which I have not been in 10 plus years.
I'm not sure I would have gone if I didn't know that it was going to be only Taylor songs for 3 hours straight.
Yes. 3 hours straight of us singing and dancing. And when we left, it didn't take long. When we left, we all immediately were like, everything hurts.
And what was your favorite part of the night at Taylor night?
I liked all of it.
Did you like when Lindsay fell? She dropped it like
you
it was too hot.
butt face. How dare you?
I forgot all about it.
Anytime Lindsay falls,
How?
we have to bring it up for years afterwards.
Sarah and I were just talking about your Pythian fall earlier today.
Oh my gosh. 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
And we were still laughing about it.
So 4 years from now, you guys will be watching and listening and seeing them making fun of me for falling at Taylor Swift.
And Pythian.
Listen, it wasn't so much that I fell. It's that I went down and I realized I am in a 30-plus-year-old body. I cannot get back up. And so I just fell back on my butt.
I remember it now.
And
I'm telling you, I
you
blocked
helped
all
me
of
up.
that. Oh, I'm so nice.
I would have. I didn't even know what was going on.
Sarah was just laughing.
I was just having a good time, and then I looked back around.
I have grown.
Lindsay's getting up off the floor, and I'm like, what happened?
It was also very slippery because there was lots of drinks being spilled on the floor. That's probably why my abs hurt so badly the next day.
The impact.
To stand up. You gotta
Using
use your
my
abs.
core. Dancing, yes. My abs hurt for like 3 days.
I'm not kidding. My neck
It's a
hurt
workout.
for several days. I'm like, what was I doing?
So why did we
I'm
think
like,
we
body
could
rolls?
do this?
I don't remember doing that.
I just really
Body
like.
rolls. It was a lot of this.
Yeah, I guess so.
My dance is like jumping.
Mm-hmm. We
Jumping
did a
to the
lot of
beat.
jumping.
I think we hit peak girlhood when we danced to Love Story at the very end.
That was
We
my
did.
favorite moment.
That was really fun.
We just sang to each other and reenacted the Love Story music
we
video,
hugged and
essentially.
jumped.
We did.
Scream sing.
I'm sure we were quite a sight.
And we all swayed with our arms around each other to Champagne Problems.
Of course we
Oh.
did.
That was a lovely moment.
There was a lot of like facing each other and just
We were just
Jumping and
dancing
dancing
and singing
and
to each
singing.
other.
Okay, and because I was the facer, but in my defense, we were really scrunched up against
It
each other.
was.
the facer. What do
I
you
was
mean?
facing you guys.
Yeah.
facing each other in like a little.
You guys
circle.
were looking towards the stage. I turned my back to the stage and looked at you.
I appreciate that.
I feel like we rotated.
We
a little
did,
bit because we
eventually.
kept getting pushed around.
Especially when Lindsay fell.
Yeah, we had to adjust.
It's not a party till I fall.
Amen.
That is true. That is true. Well, it was highly entertaining. I'm glad you're okay. No
I
sprained
am
ankles
okay.
this time.
Nope, my butt took the fall.
And it was a slow motion fall, I think, because I
It
didn't
was.
see any hair flying like at the end.
That's how you know.
No, I was already like squatted down, and then I was like, "Oop, nope."
Yeah, what were you squatting for? Like what?
I was dancing.
You were
I was going down, and then nope, couldn't come up.
what level of down did you get before you realized you
far.
couldn't get? Okay.
It
Past 90 degrees.
Yeah.
I had more faith in my body than I should have. Let's just say that.
So that was fun. And where did we go for your investigation?
Nice.
Oh, good job.
We went to Lemp Mansion
We did.
in the Lou.
And I'm proud.
St.
Thank you.
Louis.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to listen to Nelly growing up?
What do you think the answer to that question
No.
is?
I was wondering why you looked at me like that.
If it was on the radio, I mean, I know a couple of his
Yeah.
songs.
Nelly is from the Lou and he's proud.
Oh, I did not know he was from the Lou. Okay.
If you listen to any of his songs,
Nope.
He says it in every song.
within 5 seconds.
But you had never been to the Lou.
I've never been, well, I drove like outside of it, around it.
You drove around the Lou.
I drove around the Lou. I'd never been inside, and I had never seen the arch.
Same.
From afar or up close.
What do you think? It was Archie.
It was an arch.
And we got so close.
Arch made of metal.
That you got to what?
I touched it.
She touched the arch.
I wasn't tall enough to touch a place that nobody else has touched.
No.
But
We tried to take pictures of, the classic that made it look like we were holding up the arch.
Did not work.
Those turned out great. Can't wait to post those.
Boyd kept trying to make me post, and she goes, "Don't move," and my hands just moved. I couldn't help it.
so not just like Lindsay's, hey.
I'm kind of like using the
Several
force
inches
against the
away.
arch. But before we went to the arch, we went somewhere else that is haunted, supposedly, in Missouri.
Ooh, Zombie Road.
We went to Zombie Road.
Take me home.
Thank you.
You're
to
welcome.
the place
I belong.
St. Louis.
We're going still.
Mountain Mama.
I don't know how to make this more like Missouri.
Take me home.
I loved it.
Zombie Road.
Okay.
Here we are.
And we must have been really into exercise because we went on like a 2-mile walk down Zombie Road.
Well, we had to be really into exercise because you had to park 2 miles away
Yes,
to get to Zombie Road.
You had to take a trail to get to it.
To get to the other trail. It's far out there. I'm sad to say we didn't see any zombies.
Did not. No zombies.
You're not allowed after dark, so we couldn't stick around to see if they were rising from the graves.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. We took a cool picture there too. We'll have to post all of them. I have to remember to do that.
We had quite the road trip.
The next morning, what was the name of the Crevcoeur? What's the name of the little town?
It's like Crevcoeur.
Nope. We're going to Google this. I don't trust either one of you.
Crevcoeur.
Crevasse Coureur.
In the deepest crevasses.
You guys sound great.
Of St. Louis.
Belnor.
Oh my God, we were so close.
BEL-NOR.
What's Crevcoeur though? That's a thing. Type in CR.
Chris Coy is the neighbor. Were you like combining his name?
No, this is a town
That's a
in
town.
Missouri.
Is it at the lake?
Oh yeah. Type
Okay.
in CREVE space COUR.
Hey, I knew it was 2 words.
Yes. That is
See, it's around.
in mid St. Louis. Good job.
Probably really close to
Thank you.
Belnor.
It's closer than we are now.
Well, we went to Belnor.
Crevcoeur.
Crevcoeur. We went there to Belnor, and we saw the Exorcist house.
We did.
Ooh.
We just drove by.
Because
Yeah.
we are respectful.
Because
People live there.
people live there. It's
We
a
might have
legit
taken
home.
a picture of somebody's private home, but it was the outside.
We didn't stop. We just
I wouldn't
Drove by
stop.
pictures.
I was driving. I was like, we cannot stop.
Yes.
No.
We just wanted to see it. And, it's a famous house that inspired The Exorcist. So
we had to go.
see.
Yeah, I'm glad we did.
Win in the loo. That's what we do.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you.
So, do you want to hear about the Lemp Mansion?
I would love nothing more because, listen, it's not like it's a hotel. It's not like we got a tour and got to hear all the
Yeah.
creepy stuff.
We walked into the dining room to check in.
Sure did. We were like, is this right? Not only was it just the dining room, but there was a dinner theater going on at that time.
There was.
And like everybody looks at you when you walk in.
Are you part of the tour?
Hello.
I got my duffel bag and my pillow.
We had at least 8 bags each, and a pillow, and a blanket,
and some crumble cookies.
And a box of crumble cookies.
a birthday present.
We had a birthday. We were ready.
So in order to hear about the Lemp Mansion, you kind of have to know a little bit about the Lemp family and their tragic history. So we'll start there. Around 1838, Johann Adam Lemp arrived in St. Louis from Germany.
Is that the shortened Johann?
I think that's the nickname.
Oh, it's like, is Adam not his name?
His name is Johann, but he went by Adam.
Oh, so maybe he Americanized his name.
I don't know. He went by Adam.
I know American Johanns.
I know.
How many Johanns do you know?
One.
I know a Johann. He didn't Americanize this name.
I'm impressed you even know one.
Thank you. Who doesn't know a Johann?
I don't. I'm missing out on Johann in my life.
Well, he didn't like his name, I guess. He went by Adam.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling it. He built a small grocery store that sold, surprise,
Groceries.
household items, and homemade beer. The beer
Oh.
was a light golden lager, which was different than the dark beers that were sold at the time.
Mm.
It became so popular that 2 years later, He sold the store and built a small brewery in 1840.
Way to go, Adam.
It didn't take too long to realize that this small brewery was much too small, so he moved it to a limestone cave
Limestone. Spooky stone.
Water.
near the Mississippi River, which
Nailed
apparently
it.
like is a common thing to do because it's, cool underground. They can store things. I didn't realize that.
That makes sense.
His business thrived and he became a successful millionaire. He died August 25th of 1862 and his son William took over. William continued to expand the business and eventually the brewery covered about 5 city blocks. In 1868, Jacob Fikert, who was William Lemp's father-in-law, built a house now known as the Lemp Mansion near the Lemp Brewery, and William bought the house in 1876 for his family. He began renovating and expanding the home, and he even built a tunnel that connected the house to the caves of the brewery through the basement. Well, fun fact, at some point, they converted part of the cave for other purposes, like a theater,
A theater.
a large concrete swimming pool.
Swimming pool?
If you
That's
just
my fancy voice.
if you go lower, does that make it fancy?
Yes. A bowling alley.
So
Wow.
manly. You guys are really good at this. No, I bet there were bats in the cave though, so I don't know if we
Oh.
would have explored the cave.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I
Not to
would.
mention it. Okay, so you get the point. Basically, there was a lot of shenanigans going on in the caves.
Shenanigans.
Bowling alleys.
Shenanigans. That's as deep as I get. They were fancy shenanigans.
That's really good.
Thank you. In the 1890s, the Lemp Brewery became even more popular after introducing the Falstaff beer. I looked it up because I was curious.
You don't know what that is?
Well, I have heard of it, but I would not be able to sit here and describe it to you without looking it up.
Same.
I was like, do you know what that is?
Full stuff.
It's
fancy beer.
It's described as a medium golden color, dry, effervescent with a pronounced hopped tang
Ew.
and a long, slightly salty finish.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
I need you to do infomercials, please.
Did you hear that? A slightly salty
That
finish.
was a beautiful voice.
We have stopped on different things.
No, it's because you don't like beer.
I don't like a nice salty finish either.
You are making it
the slightly
dirty.
salty finish.
You are both making it dirty.
Lindsay loves a salty finish. Only
Again, it's the
slightly.
make fun of Lindsay episode.
Well, I'm glad you guys picked up on that part. I giggled when I typed it out.
I didn't even think of that until both of you started giggling about it. My mind is never in the gutter. Really? Only sometimes.
Come down to my level.
I get it now.
I'm going to need you to get on our level here. So, okay, anyways, at this point, things are going really well for the Lemp family. Unfortunately, things are going to start going downhill pretty fast. December 12th, 1901. Frederick Lemp, who was one of William Lemp's... Okay, this is going to get a little confusing because there's several Williams in here, okay? So, from now on out, I'm going to call William Lemp
Billiam.
William... William Lemp Sr.
Billiam. Billy. Billy Limp.
Please call him that.
Wait, but who is he?
I don't know
Is
yet.
he William's son?
William...
It's the original.
William's the OG.
Yes.
Billiam
You have
is the
Johann.
original one.
Johann/Adam, then William.
And then William, okay?
okay.
But there's going to be several more Williams, so
Oh.
we have to call him William Sr. from here on out.
All right.
Okay.
So not Billiam.
Sir
Okay.
Will.
We can think of him as Billiam. But I typed out William. So, okay. December 12th, 1901. Frederick Lemp, who was one of William Lemp Sr.'s favorite son and heir, died unexpectedly of heart failure.
I feel like you should proclaim your favorite.
I feel like you should have a favorite son, but
He
okay.
apparently very clearly had a favorite. And it was
To my
Frederick.
favorite son. And you're like,
And my only heir.
the other kids are like, ouch, okay.
Fuck all you other kids. And he did have more, so...
Aww.
Mm-hmm. William, so after Frederick died, William became withdrawn and depressed and was rarely seen in public.
Yeah, who's going to get all his stuff now?
I know. He's just going to have to throw it away. Ow.
Who cares about the other
Toss it
kids?
in the river. January 1st, 1904, William's friend Frederick Pabst also died.
The Pabst?
I think so. I did not Google it.
Ooh, with like PBR?
I think
Pabst
so.
beers.
Yeah.
You have to really pronounce the T.
Pabst.
We're going to go with it, even if it's not true.
Oh, you know, I always thought they named it that because it's how it sounds when you like pop a tap. Pabst.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Cute.
It's like John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
I've since learned it's Schmidt.
That is cute.
We've transitioned this episode to make fun of Sarah.
It's honestly, isn't this whole thing just about making fun of all of us?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were friends, and he
Okay.
died.
Oh, well, okay.
And at this point, William didn't even really want to return to work at the brewery. And when he did go, he seemed nervous and unsettled, and there was a big decline in his physical and mental health. And sadly, on February 13th, 1904, William Lemp Sr. shot himself in the head in the mansion. November 1904, William Lemp Jr. took over the company and inherited a large amount of money. He and his wife Lillian began spending the money on things like servants, carriages, clothing, art, and all of the finest things for their child, William Lemp III. Lillian was known as the Lavender Lady because she just apparently really loved the color and wore it all the time. William Jr. would give her a $1,000 budget a day and force her to go shopping.
$1,000 budget a day.
Force her to go shopping.
Oh my gosh,
He
that
basically-
is, how do you live on that?
She was like, fine, I guess I'll go.
Fine, I guess I'll spend $1,000 per day.
Well, I think he did this because, you know, he was busy running the brewery and he was also having parties in the caves. And he would invite numerous sex workers for entertainment.
So he gives his wife money to get her out of the
That's
house
exactly
so he
right.
can have sex work.
That's exactly right.
You know
Mhm.
what?
It's
I'd take
hush
that
money.
deal.
And bowl, okay? He was bowling.
You take that deal?
I mean, yeah, $1,000.
I would maybe spend half of it. If it's daily, I'd spend half and then save half and then
GTFO.
divorce.
Oh, okay. Yes. That is smart. Take
Gotta
the money and then
Play
leave.
the long game. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's rumored that he fathered a child with one of these women. And when the child was born, the child was hidden in the attic of the mansion for its entire life.
Oh.
There's a lot of mixed information on the internet about this child. So some say there's no documentation that he actually existed. Others say his name was Zeke and that several people have attested that he did in fact exist. It was said he was born with Down syndrome and sadly he was hidden away to prevent the shame of the on the family.
Oh, that's even sadder.
And what's the worst part, and I'm just going to tell this because it's part of the story, so I'm going to say it once and then we're going to move along. He was known as the Monkey Face Boy and has been seen on numerous occasions at the mansion. So we hate this nickname. We're going to call him Zeke from here on out.
Oh, I hate that.
Over time, Lillian was finally fed up with William Jr.'s shenanigans and the two divorced in 1909.
About time.
1911, the mansion was remodeled and partially converted into offices for the brewery. Around the same time, William Jr. wasn't keeping the brewery up to date, and by World War I, the brewery began to fall apart.
Oh, no.
Then Prohibition happened, and, you know, things aren't good when you have a brewery, and Prohibition happened, so the brewery finally closed down. March 20th, 1920. Elsa Lemp Wright, William Jr.'s sister, shot herself in the head just like her father had years prior. Supposedly it was due to a rocky marriage, but this did not happen at the mansion, and my notes, I'm sorry, I wrote, this did not happen in the mansion, but it is still sad.
It is still sad.
You're right. It is still sad.
Thank you for having empathy for Elsa.
It didn't happen here, but it's sad.
It's worth mentioning. Okay. The Lemp dynasty was clearly going downhill now, and William Jr. fell into a deep depression. He became a lot like his father and was erratic and nervous and hiding away from the general public. December 29th, 1922, William Jr. shot himself in the heart on the main level of the mansion, just inside the entrance to the left. At that time, it would have been his office. In 1943, William Lemp III died of a heart attack at the age of 42.
That is young.
That's pretty young.
That is young.
We're going to say it's young because that makes me feel better. Coming right up.
That is young.
Thank you.
It's young.
Later, one of the other brothers, Charles, remodeled the mansion into a residence and lived there. And this is just kind of a fun fact, but Charles was a major germaphobe and would obsessively wear gloves and wash his hands to avoid bacteria.
Oh, OCD. Okay.
Mhm. During the time that Charles lived in the mansion, Zeke, who was supposedly locked in the attic, died in the mansion. He would have been in his 30s. Shortly after he died, Charles committed suicide in the mansion, becoming the fourth member of the Lemp family to do so. After
Jeez.
Charles' death, the mansion was sold and turned into a boarding house. The building deteriorated and tales of ghosts haunting the house began. People who lived there said they heard knocks and footsteps, and people really didn't want to live there because of this. It spooked them. In 1975, Dick Pointer, sorry, Dick, and his family purchased the house and renovated it, turning it into a restaurant and inn. Workers in the house said that they would see apparitions, they heard sounds, and their tools would vanish, and they always had this feeling of being watched. People who work in the restaurant have reported similar happenings and have added that they've seen glasses lift off the bar and fly through the air by themselves.
Fun.
That would be cool.
That's one way to get service.
Fun.
Spirits.
It's just the glasses
Thank you.
flying at your face.
It's been reported that doors lock and unlock on their own, lights will flicker on and off, and the piano will play when nobody is there. There are 3 main areas of the mansion with the most activity: the stairway, the attic, and the basement. And again, this was the entrance to the tunnels that ran to the caves. Sometimes staff refer to the basement as the gates of hell.
Ooh.
The attic is said to be haunted by Zeke, and he's been seen peeking out of the window, and also toys have been moved.
I love a peeking ghost.
Yeah. Women have reported seeing a man peeking over.
Okay, I might retract my statement.
I also agreed, like, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
Are you peeking around the corner?
Oh,
You
no.
silly little thing.
Women have reported seeing a man peek over the stall in the downstairs women's bathroom.
Love a good peeking ghost.
Yeah. Retract that statement.
It's really weird that you said that, Lindsay. Weird.
Well, it did used to be William Jr.'s bathroom, and it's where the first freestanding shower in St. Louis was.
And
You stood in there.
I was going to say, it's like a shower that's literally still in the middle of this bathroom that
Right in the
people
middle.
use.
Like people can just stare at you
It's
shower.
freestanding. Yes.
Surrounded by glass.
In William Lemp Sr.'s room, people have heard someone running up the stairs and kicking the door. It's said that when William Sr. killed himself, William Jr. ran up the stairs and had to kick the door open because it was locked. A tour guide said that they heard horses outside of William Sr.'s office. There is now a parking lot, but it used to be a lot to tether horses.
Tell me, what does a ghost horse sound like?
I feel like a real horse.
Sounds like sound.
No.
Like a ghosty.
Just quiet?
Yeah.
Lindsay, how does sound sound?
Sounds like any normal horse because he is a normal horse.
We've never discussed his voice.
He's deaf and blind. He speaks via Morse code.
Oh, yeah.
Horse code.
Oh.
How did we just get that? It's taken this long.
We should have gotten that years ago.
He invented his own language.
What is wrong
Morse
with
code.
us? We even talked about tapping it out on his back. It should have been horse code. It was right there.
My goodness, where have we been?
We weren't even trying.
Genius.
Overall, the mansion's known as one of the most haunted locations around the country. Today, it is a bed and breakfast, and they do lots of fun activities like the Mystery Dinner Theater that we mentioned as we walked in. It's located at 3322 Dominial Place in St. Louis. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but
Sounded beautiful.
the mansion has 5 suites named after 5 of the mansion's previous occupants. The first is the Lavender Suite, named after William Jr.'s wife, Lillian. It's a 3-room suite with a bathroom, bedroom, and sitting room. The William Lemp Suite, which is where we stayed.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And that is
Lavender was
also
across the hall from us.
where he killed himself.
Yes.
The Charles Lemp Suite has furniture from the post-Depression period, which...
That should be
Ooh.
any time after the Depression period.
That's how they described it. I was like, okay.
Like this furniture is post-Depression.
Post-Depression. Wow.
Wow. Look,
It
I have
belongs in a museum.
post-Depression furniture. Look at me.
The Elsa Lemp Suite is located on the top floor and has a great view of the river. And the last of the bedrooms are the Frederick and Lewis Suites, which were once the servants' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the banquet hall with the original maple floors there. And that is the Lemp history.
There's also a Lemp brewery that is close by that is also haunted, right?
Yes.
We did not get to go to that.
No.
The brewery, it's, totally separate building.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to go there sometime. I don't even know if you can go in because we looked it up. It's a haunted house.
Yes. I remember seeing
Haunted
that,
house attraction.
Yeah, like jump scares. Do you have when we were at dinner? Because I only have 6 minutes and then it shut off.
So, correct.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because it worked fine throughout the rest of the night.
Okay. So I didn't know if that was because you split it up and somebody got some of it.
I think it was Billiam.
Okay. So
Billy J.
first thing what we did was we obviously went out to dinner, set a recorder in the room like we always do when we leave. And I said into the recorder, hey, there's people downstairs eating dinner. Like the dinner theater was still going on. FYI, you might hear things. And also we were not the only ones staying there that night. The other rooms were all full. I got 6 minutes of nothing. And then it shut off.
Ooh.
Again, Billiam.
William said, not tonight.
And we were gone for longer than 6 minutes. And
We
then,
were.
like, we left the room like
probably-
3 or 4 minutes
I was
out.
gonna say, we probably barely made it outside.
Yes. So I think I could actually still hear us like going down the stairs. So don't know what happened.
Spooky.
So when we came back, we had some fun times in our bedroom.
That sounds strange.
Meaning we
did.
got to see Sarah perform a dance for us from Taylor
Yes.
Swift.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for Boyston's birthday.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And we had some crumble cookies as well.
Delightful.
Mhm.
They were good.
And then we rallied and we went down to the first floor. We went to what they call the brewery, which is like, it's honestly the first room on the left when you enter into the, and this is where William Lemp Sr. killed himself.
Junior.
Junior?
Mhm.
Was it junior or senior? Who died in our room then?
Senior.
Senior. Okay.
William.
So William Lemp Jr. killed himself in this room. And there is a big fireplace, and so I put the recorder right on top of the fireplace, and Boyson does Phasma. As soon as she starts doing Phasma, the first thing she says is, ouch. I don't know why.
Did you ask if I was okay?
I did not. I'm so sorry. Sarah said, I'm going to open my drink. Boyson said that's what she did. Not said, but did.
So close.
And then you said in a very deep voice, get in.
Okay.
So I said, where are we going? Are we going somewhere fun? And you said, we will. Come with me. Sarah said, can you say one of our names? Boydson said, Harry. So this is the first time Harry comes out.
Rude.
So Sarah said, nope.
That's not right.
And then Boydson said, ooh, a table. Which there's like 2 or 3 tables in there. They have
Wow.
they have tables in every room. It runs like a restaurant on the lower level. So they have everything set up for like lunch the next day. Boydson said, investigation. And then she said, who did the dishes? It's a war zone.
Honestly, it
Post-depression
probably
was
is.
Yeah, it probably was.
That's why.
And then I said, did you know anybody in the Lemp family? And you said, I was his muse.
What a
Ooh.
weird word.
Harry.
You said that's such a weird thing to say.
I hate when I do that. That's so weird. You said that was weird.
I said, can you elaborate on what that means? And you said, it's his invention.
Okay.
But
Beer.
you say things about like how he used to have all these parties with sec workers there. So maybe one of them was his
Maybe
muse. I don't
something.
know.
Okay.
We said, what is the Lemp family known for? And you said they have a lot. You said you were hearing loud hissing coming through the Phasma. And then you said, who ordered the salad?
Who was it?
Just like randomly, you go, there's some loud hissing. And then you go, who ordered the salad?
I must know.
We died laughing. We were like, what? So then we switch. I do the Phasma. Sarah, of course, has to tell Boydson, you said something about salad. And Boydson goes, was it a wedge?
I love wedge salads.
And then I got to listen to how much you love wedge salads.
You can't. It's hard to find a good wedge salad nowadays.
She probably said that too.
You did. You said, I love a good wedge salad. They're really hard to find.
So true.
So anyways, right after Boydson said, was it a wedge? I said, that's the question.
It is.
So you guys are talking about Harry, and you pronounced his name like you're doing the hard H.
Harry.
Yes, exactly. And I said, assholes.
Harry did not appreciate.
And Sarah said, that is offensive.
It was.
You guys go across the hall because you were getting some vibes across the hall. What is the room across the hall? It had all the
It's
mirrors.
banquet hall.
The banquet hall. Okay. So this is the banquet hall, and I stay behind, and I just am doing some recording, mainly because when we got up to go to the other room, the flashlights started going off, so we were like, somebody stay here. And you guys went there.
You're so brave.
Thank you. I said, can you make a noise? Tell me that you're here. And there's a very faint EVP shortly after that. And then I heard 2 taps. And I said, I just heard 2 taps. And then there's 2 taps again. And that was it. I was only in there for like 8 minutes, and then I went to you guys. Boydson is doing Phasma. You guys said when I walked in that you guys were talking to a Steve before I came in.
Stove.
So I walked in.
He's back.
Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Welcome.
I walk in, and immediately you said hi from the Phasma.
Hey.
And then you said, keep your boundaries. Don't fight them. Boundaries are in place, Steve.
do not fight the boundaries.
Don't know what he's saying, but okay, Steve. I got you. There are several mirrors in this room. And at this point, Sarah says that she sees a shadow reflection in the mirror and says that mirror is messed up.
It's true. I saw it several times.
Yeah, what did you see? You wanna talk
Professional
about that?
opinion. It's messed up.
I'm a professional, okay?
Not your typical investigator.
I'm a professional
Warning.
investigator.
This mirror's messed up.
Call the news.
What I saw was it was a mirror on one wall, and then I was looking into the reflection of the other mirror, which also looked into a reflection in the hallway.
They
That's
were
how
like
you're-
zigzag across from each other.
That's how your soul gets sucked into another dimension.
It's my first time being creeped out by mirrors.
Yeah.
I've been creeped out by mirrors for a long time. They are creepy.
Yes.
I never had that experience until that night.
Now you saw a messed up mirror.
I was seeing
I don't
people
like to look
walking in the
in-
hallway.
I don't like to look in mirrors that then look in other mirrors.
Well,
This was a triple mirror.
don't they say that that's like a portal thing?
Yeah.
What did I just say?
You said suck your soul.
Into another dimension.
She defined it. You said the
That's
word.
essentially what I just said.
Okay. So you saw a shadowy figure.
Yes, in the hallway.
Okay.
Like not. I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was like going up the stairs,
Mhm.
which come to find out that's one of the most haunted places is the staircase. I don't know if it was on the stairs or like the hallway right next to the stairs. I couldn't tell. I just knew it was out in that area.
Okay.
So anyhow, that's all. I just saw shadow several times. though.
Several times. So while Sarah is talking about, seeing the shadow and all this stuff, Boydson takes her headphones off. We update her, tell her you're seeing shadows in the mirror. So then you decide to do Phasma because you're like, let's see if I can hear something. One of the first things you said was, he might be home.
Oh, Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I didn't think about that. Again, we didn't know any of this history
Yeah.
until just now, so it's kind of coming together. And then you said a woman's voice came through, and she said, it's terrifying, truly terrifying. Did you get it? While you're doing Phasma, you tell us you continue to see the movement in the mirrors, and while you're talking about that, then you stop and you go, denial.
Okay.
And I
It's
said,
not just a river in Egypt.
I said, I don't know if I believe that you were walking in front of the mirrors, because I'm trying to, antagonize as
No,
I do.
because that's what you actually believe.
And Sarah said, we did. And I said, well, I'm waiting. And she goes, are you blind?
Yeah.
And I go, no. And you go, Sarah. But you said it in like a whisper kind of yell. And then I said, can you tell me your name? And you said, I did earlier. Sarah.
That's cute.
We kept trying to like move around the room too during this session, me and Boydson, because we were trying to look through the mirrors and see what you could see, but neither one of us saw anything.
I couldn't. I know we kept trying to debunk it too, and like walk out in the hallway and stuff. And it never happened.
Never
I
happened.
don't know what the hell I was seeing.
All right. So the basement is where it used to connect to the tunnels. Now this is where the kitchen is, but they
Mhm.
also have 2 rooms down there where the dinner theater part is with the little stage. So we
Mhm.
sat in that room, and I do Phasma. And you guys introduce yourself. You say, I'm Sarah. And you said, we are the Sarah Squared.
We are original,
This is important because the next thing I say is square. You started it.
adorable.
We didn't start it, but yeah, she said it.
You guys asked me to you said, can you make a noise? And there is 2 noises. They're about 10 seconds apart. You guys both heard it. Then comes the part of the investigation where I see a light and we try to debunk it for like a
Yes.
solid 20 minutes.
I remember. I went to the back stairs.
It was like reflecting off a wall, and it almost looked like it was coming from outside, but it would turn on and then turn off and then turn on and then turn off.
Oh boy.
And it was hilarious listening back to it because I saw it first. Boydson's like, yeah, I saw it too. And Sarah's like, I didn't hear it.
Checks out.
That sounds terrible for you.
Boydson's like, you wouldn't hear the light.
Oh.
Okay, salty.
I mean, it's true. It's not wrong.
But we saw the light probably 4 or 5 times, and every time me and Boydson are like, oh my gosh, it just went off again. And every time
I didn't see it.
I can't hear it.
Sarah had her back turned. And she kept going, I missed it again. Finally, the 4th time, you were like, damn it.
I was so mad. I tried to get up and go outside or like go to the stairs where the door leads to outside, see if there was a light flicking off and on, but
You guys tried to debunk it very hard, and nothing.
So hard.
I think we finally concluded that the light was coming from outside, but we couldn't tell where it was coming from.
we'll never know.
Outside.
I'll never know because I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it. While this is going on, I go, how's society?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Sarah said, not great. And Boydson said, you don't want to know.
I had a moment.
You go, oh, friend, you don't want to know.
Don't ask.
Sarah, at this point, you said that you had heard hissing earlier. Do you remember? You didn't say where. You just said, I heard hissing earlier. I was like,
God.
Didn't we have hissing on the Phasma?
on the Phasma, but I didn't know if she was talking about like on the Phasma or if she was talking about
In general, just
like
passing
her
by.
spirit ears.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I didn't clarify.
You asked me what my name is, and I say Henry Bob Refugee. You said, where are you from? I said, from where? And then I said it a second time, but it was a different voice that came through. I said,
From where?
From where?
Boydson has the cat balls set out, so she, of course, says, do you want to come touch my balls?
Yeah.
Well, did they?
Sounds
No,
like me.
they did not
Dang it.
go off, but I said, hallway, stay away. You guys are, again, talking about the light, and you're like, okay, I think it has to be coming from outside. And I go, finally. Aha!
Nailed it.
You finally got it.
Boydson said, how many of us are there in this room right now? And I said, in different rooms? Like as a question. And Sarah heard, what? Middle Earth?
Yeah.
I don't know how you got Middle Earth from different rooms, but you did.
Yeah. This sounds right.
A little fun fact, I said y'all as myself in my normal voice, and Boydson made fun of me when I couldn't hear. That was really rude.
Well, if it makes you feel better, she'd do it to your face, too.
That's true.
I sure would.
Could hear her just going, y'all, y'all. Sarah, you asked how many people do you see? And I said 3. And then I said, that's not an answer. A 4th is coming.
Ooh. In Middle Earth?
In Middle Earth.
I knew would come back.
You promise?
You guys get up to, I guess, like switch seats or move around. And I said, no, don't go. Someone sit.
Okay.
Boydson does Phasma at this point, and the first thing she tells us is to chill out.
What? I'm so surprised.
Mm. Sarah, me and you say we hear something, but I couldn't catch it on
Was it the
the
light?
recorder. It might have been the light.
Finally heard it.
I heard the light. And the name Shannon comes through the Phasma box, so we got another name. We got lots of names this time. While we're talking about Shannon, Boydson said, how ugly. And Sarah
Shannon.
said, that feels hurtful. I was rooting for you, Shannon. No, Shannon was calling us ugly. Is how you took it.
I was rooting for you.
And then Boydson said, not them. We were like, oh, okay.
Takes just that much to get you back. Your confidence right back.
We need validation.
I was rooting for you, Shannon.
We were all rooting for you.
How dare you, Shannon?
In a Tyra moment.
How dare you call us ugly? We thought Shannon was on the stage. That was the vibe that we were getting. I don't know why we got that vibe.
That's why you were rooting for her.
Of all sorts of stories here. Just need one word, and we're like, oh, and Shannon's a performer on the stage.
This is
In
her
Middle Earth.
37th year.
She's a hobbit in Lord of the Rings.
Middle Earth.
Her favorite color is pink. She has the salad.
She's blind. She is light.
She ordered the salad. There it is.
Oh, figured it out.
Another person's name comes through, and this is Tim. He says, I'm Tim.
No, Tim has no chance.
Tim said, they're recording. They'll take it with them. You know they travel.
Facts.
And Richard comes into the chat. So many names.
Dick.
Ditchard?
Dick. Wasn't there somebody named Dick?
Dick Pointer owned the house.
Richard.
Yes.
I ask for friendly touches. I'm like, you can. And I literally called it that. I'm so sorry. I said, you can come touch us, but it's got to be a friendly touch.
Don't ever say that again.
Boydson, as Phasma said, sick.
Ew.
And then she said, surprise.
Here's a non-friendly touch.
And then you said, some of them are weird. I said, hold on, this gets worse.
Yes.
I said, I say that I think I heard something. I couldn't tell what it was. And Sarah says,
Oh, God.
was it my nostril?
Yes. Yes, it was.
I don't know why you said that.
Like a bat in the cave.
I can hear your bats.
Was it whistling? How do I have friends?
Was it my nostril? Totally seriously, too.
But was it my nostril, though?
And Boydston, as
might
Phasma
have been.
said, try again.
It might have been. Did you hear whistling on the recording?
So, no, but during this moment, Sarah and I are holding hands.
Oh, I know what you're doing. I do.
Friendly touching?
That is a friendly touch.
Tell them why you were holding my hand. Do you remember? You were trying to get, like, my energy.
We were trying to get vibey
yes.
down there.
So
we were trying real hard.
We're sitting across from each other at a table holding hands.
In the dark.
And then I seriously say, was that my nostril? Sorry.
And then Sarah says,
Time for bed.
this feels dead.
I said,
Oh.
your hands are dead.
She said, give me your live hand.
I don't want your dead hand.
And I
Floppy
respond, I respond with, this is my only hands. So I said, this is my only hands. And she goes, well, your hand feels dead.
I do remember that.
And then Boydson says, wake up. And we are still debating about my hands. And she again tells me, your hand feels bad.
What's wrong with your hands?
They were like a floppy,
Like-
dead fish hand like that. And I was like,
I don't have enough
give me your
energy.
live hand.
I need connection.
Yes. Try.
So I'm very self-conscious about my hands right now.
You just gotta put a little oomph in them.
Little umph. That was the end of that investigation in that room. There was no coming back from the dead hands.
I'm not sure we did much after that.
We went to bed at this point, and it was probably time.
Yeah. I think before we went upstairs, we were like, I know I was like, I'm tired. And then I started getting the hiccups. And it was game
Mhm.
over.
Yes. So there was 2 king beds in this room. So we split up. Me and Sarah were in one bed. Boydson was in the other. And we had night vision and one recorder going.
Well, it starts as Boyston opening up and says, this is Lemp overnight. Made me laugh.
Yes.
Anyways, the recorder just went on a little shelf by her bed. And you hear me having hiccups for the first probably 20 minutes. And I'm very upset. I'm trying all the things. I'm jumping on the bed.
Yes, I
Boydson's
remember
trying to scare me. She's giving me tactics to try to get rid of it. Eventually they go away. But I am so uncomfortable, so I can hear myself like shifting around in the bed for a while. And then finally I ended up laying on the floor, which is funny in so many ways because I don't walk barefoot in these places,
No, you hate hotel floors.
but I laid on it.
Yes. I woke up in the middle of the night to pee, and I was like, where are you? I thought you got in bed with Boydson. So
No.
I looked over at Boydson, and I was like, no. And then you're just on the floor.
I do that at home a lot too.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling great, I will lay on the floor. It did make me feel better. So
Good.
there is
Good.
that. But my hip hurt
Oh, I'm sure.
for days.
My body would hurt so bad if I had slept on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, over the whole night vision, I didn't see anything. I saw what could maybe be like an orb or two, but I know those have kind of gone out of style these days.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I didn't hear much. Maybe like an occasional knock, or a thud, or some clanking. I couldn't rule out that it may be our neighbors upstairs or across the hall, so it's really hard to say. There was at one point where I hear kind of a weird robotic type noise, and then I wake up and look around like I maybe heard it too in real time. But it's kind of faint on the night vision, so I don't know. But like I said, I didn't see anything, just some strange noises.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got maybe that you had something similar too. A couple knocks, thuds, whatever. I did the same thing. Like, I don't know if it's us or people upstairs.
Right.
But I did say that sounds like there's a horn blowing or a chair moving in the room. And then I also heard like a metal clang, like, you know, when something bangs on a pipe. But yeah, that was that.
I have the last 2.5 hours of audio. I did not get video. It starts, I'm going to say it around 5 a.m.-ish, because I remember waking up at like 5:30 to pee, and that's like 30 minutes into it. But 15 minutes in, there is some random noise. I don't know what it is. Could be clanking, like you guys said. Could be something dragging. It went on for about 10 seconds. Didn't hear it at all the rest of the shift. Rest of the night.
The night shift.
So I heard lots of birds going tweet, tweet.
Do you think I laid on the exact spot where William laid?
Ooh.
That's what I kept thinking about.
That was going to be my last question for you guys. What were your vibes while you slept? How did you sleep? We always have to talk about how we slept.
I was tossing and turning.
Me
I
too.
watched myself toss and turn all night.
I heard you tossing and turning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard lots of tossing and turning.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I do remember at one point waking up and I got really uncomfortable with the left side, which would be where the recorder was and where the windows are.
Okay.
I just got super uncomfortable with that side of the room. And so I like put a pillow next to me and then like had to face it. But the pillow is my
Your guard.
It's your
My guard.
protection.
can't cross the pillow.
There's a pillow here, Spirit.
You can
Hello.
hurt somebody with that pillow.
I can.
You were telling them to respect the boundaries.
Yeah. There
You
you go.
held your boundaries. Good job.
Nailed it.
While I slept, obviously I didn't feel great.
Right.
It very well could have been from the vodka that I had drank, but also I didn't know. Normally I don't sleep on the floor when I go to these locations.
It's true.
And even when I was on the floor, it took me a little while to get settled before I could finally, and when I fell asleep though, I was
Out.
I was done.
I fell asleep pretty quickly because I took meds because I was already anxious about not having a bathroom in our room.
Yeah.
So I knocked myself out and slept hard and then woke up at, like I said, 5:30 to go pee, and I didn't fall asleep for about an hour. I just felt, I don't know. I don't know if I didn't feel good or if I was uncomfortable about what. I was just like, I can't fall asleep. And I think I fell asleep for an hour before our alarms went off. What do you guys think? You gonna give a rating to Lemp?
I think it's hard to give a rating in like a B&B hotel type situation just because you can't control the other guests around you and you just don't know.
I will say we didn't really run into too many of them while we were investigating.
No.
Mm-mm.
There were some places we didn't get to go to because obviously people are staying there.
Right.
We didn't get to go up to the top floor and spend a lot of time up there. And you could go up and do some investigating in that small area, but I kind of felt bad because their room was like
Right there. Yeah.
directly there. So I don't know. I'd go back, stay in a different room, check it out.
Definitely.
Maybe not on the floor.
No sleeping on the floor.
You can have a bed.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in this week for our investigation episode. You can always find us at thetipsyghost.com with our socials linked from there, or send us an email at thetipsyghost@gmail.com.
Please give us a 5-star rating and a great review anywhere you listen to podcasts. We really appreciate it, and it really does help.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.